Hi, thanks for joining me today. I'm Danny from the Glittered Rose. I've wondered for a while if it's possible to heat emboss better pressed images. I wasn't sure if it would work because the images are pressed into the paper. So I thought we might test it and see how it goes. If this is of any interest, please stick around. Also, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Okay, so start off with, we're going to ink up our plate using BetterPress ink. I did find that the BetterPress inks are best. I have a video on that. I'll link that up the top. So I'm just inking up my plate using the ink, just making sure it's nice and even. I'm going to run it through the die cut machine and we'll see how it comes out. It's come out nicely, but not very dark, so I'm going to re-ink it. I think it will be a benefit to re-ink it anyway, so that there's more wetness for the embossing powder to stick to. But re-inking, I have found in this GoLetterPress, is so much easier than the BetterPress. I think it has something to do with how the lid on this one is hinged, whereas on the BetterPress it's magnets. So I can easily re-ink my plates and not have any ghosting or any shifting of the image. It's so user friendly. So I'm just going to pop this through my die cut machine. I'm quite happy with that. I think it looks really nice. So I'm using some WOW embossing powder. It's a clear gloss, super fine, and I'm just pouring it on nice and generously. I'm not sure how this is going to go. So when you better press, the images get pressed into the paper, and I'm not sure when you pour the embossing powder if the lines are going to blur out or how it's going to go, or if the embossing powder might just stay in those debossed lines. So we're just testing it for the first time, and fingers crossed it works. I'm just chasing the embossing powder with my heat tool just to get it melted. And first impressions is it's working really nicely. The black is actually looking a bit bolder, and the embossed lines are sort of staying in the impressed areas. So while we won't get the lines or the walls that you usually get with heat embossing, this does add that sort of shiny texture to it, but also sets the ink, which is what I wanted because now I'm planning to watercolor. So I've just answered my question. Yes, you can heat emboss better pressed images, and it works really well. I'm happy with it. I think it looks lovely. I'm just going to watercolor using my Altenew pan set. I enjoy using these watercolors. I think they're really nice. I am going for a painterly effect, so I'm doing wet on wet. I've also wet the back of my cardstock to make sure that it doesn't curl. So the images were originally better pressed using watercolor paper. I have a video which I'll link up the top, which goes into good alternatives to BetterPress. The BetterPress paper for me is so expensive, so I wanted to find something else that works really well, and it does. So the paper that I'm using works really well for BetterPress, but also watercolor, and I think it looks really nice. I'm just going to fast through my painting just so that you can see what I do, but it won't take forever. Okay, so off camera, I've built the card. I've cut out a card panel using Spellbinders Forest Green, layered it with some lovely pink, I'm not sure what the colour is, and then layered it again with some pop-up foam. And I used the notch corner frames from Spellbinders and popped the card together, and I just flicked some dark watercolour on the front just to give it that little bit of arty look. I'm going to use my brand new curved everyday sentiments for the sentiment. I think they're gorgeous. I love that waved curved look. And so again, I'm just inking it up using the black BetterPress ink, and I'll run it through and then die cut it out. I'm also going to pop it up on pop-up foam, and I'll layer that on. There's so many lovely sentiments in this set, but I'm going to go with Hello Sunshine. I think it's a really cute addition. And I can't decide, do I go with the darker enamel dots or the second darkest? I've just had an argument with my son who thinks I'm crazy that the darker ones go better. He thinks the second darkest ones are the best. So I'm going to go with his suggestion, but maybe you could let me know down below which one you think would have looked best. Maybe help settle a family argument. And we're nearly finished. It's quite a simple card, but I think it's pretty. I would like to say thank you to all my subscribers. My channel's only new, so if you're not a subscriber, please hit the like button and subscribe. It really helps my brand new channel get off the ground. And thanks to everyone who has subscribed. It's wonderful to have you here. I hope we can build a bit of a community. Thanks so much for watching. Till next time.